Cheers, and welcome to Chicago Reacts. My name is Lauren, and today I am going to be looking at Jameskii's I Bought the Worst Car Possible. This is, I believe, part 2 of his journey into buying the Yugo, the world's worst car, and I am very excited to see how this is gonna shake out. I've been waiting for this video, I feel like forever, but I'm excited. And I can't wait to get into it. So if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That way you'll always know when we post new content, which is basically every single day, sometimes twice. And, let's get in. Let's just crack in.
I bought the worst car in the world, so I decided to improve it with some custom modifications, and needless to say, it went pretty well.
That is quite a bit of smoke, don't inhale it. So this car had an issue with the second gear, just saying. Does anybody smell toast?
So here's what actually happened. This is the worst car ever made. I bought it for entertainment purposes, but the engine didn't last very long. So now my plan is to fix this car and do some modifications to it, and see how well it's gonna work. That was not intentional. So one of the first ideas
I mean, I already now know that there's going to be a ship's steering wheel in there, and that just makes me incredibly excited.
I had was to modify the wheel. And no, I'm not talking about this one. Yeah, that's where it actually goes. I'm talking about the steering wheel, because half of it is not working and it's kind of falling apart at this point. You can probably figure out why. I was practicing some drifting the other night, and one of the screws that holds the entire steering wheel in place fell out on me because of all the shaking and spinning, which made me realize that pretty much every aftermarket steering wheel, including the sim racing ones, use the same 6-bolt pattern. So technically speaking, if I can get an adapter designed for Yugo, I can install virtually any aftermarket steering wheel. So after doing some research, I found out that there's only one left in the entire US, and nobody really makes them anymore, because neither the country nor the company that made the car even exist anymore. So I bought it immediately. The country that made the car doesn't exist anymore, but fortunately I got a copy of the repair manual. I mean, it's a steering wheel, so it's probably not that difficult. And here's instruments and controls, and oh, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that worked. That is one nasty steering wheel. Don't ask me why, but I did actually buy quick release. At this point, I'm pretty sure that this is the most expensive part in this entire car. Perfect. I forgot to buy a steering wheel, and I can't even put this one back in. It's not gonna be compatible. Well, unless I have a new decoration. This thing is gonna scare people away if I put it somewhere on the wall. Now, for the steering wheel itself, I want to install the worst one I can find. Oh my god, just look at this one. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, I can't really use that. While looking for aftermarket wheels, I found a lot of weird ones. But one thing I noticed is that you can't actually purchase a wooden boat steering wheel except made for cars. As in, you can't even get it as a novelty gift as a prank. How is it not a thing? You're driving a boat. The joke is essentially writing itself. So since you can't buy one, I decided to make my own. I came to a little...
Oh my god, so he's gonna get a custom-made... That's fantastic.
Realization as I grab this thing, this wheel might actually be way too small. When they mentioned the size, I thought it meant like the actual wheel, not including these parts. So this is gonna be... Oh my god, it's gonna be bad. It's stuck. It's actually... Oh my god. And the final one.
This is fine.
I miscalculated. Well, it's gonna be a 5-screw. It's gonna be like equivalent of using a peg leg. They had to cut corners too, you know? Moment of truth.
It's so little.
I think it's working. How did we end up in this situation? Like, how did we actually end up in this situation?
Believe it or not, it's actually road legal. It just needs a working horn. So while I was waiting for the horn button to arrive, I decided to do a reasonable thing and test it out in my VR rig.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay, well, let's go into first gear.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that he had that. That's a cool rig that he's got going on there.
I don't think it's working the way it's supposed to. No way! This is so much more difficult. Because it's overcorrecting really hard. Okay, this is...
And it's so small. Like, you have holding it that close together. That looks tricky.
Actually scary. If I let go, it's gonna hit my hands really hard. Oh. It's shaking really hard. Oh my god. Oh god.
I got him.
Yeah, I think I should lower the settings for this wheel. It's way too aggressive right now. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Oh, sorry, habit. I tried to use the blinker out of habit. Oh.
I like that though. He's using the blinker. There's so many people these days who do not use the blinker, and they should be stopped from driving forever.
Yep. It's a good thing I practiced for situations like this for no particular reason, officer. At this point, I'm gonna get splinters. Hello, this is your Uber Eats driver. I've got your tofu order and I'm on my way to your house and I'll be there in about 15 minutes. Please make sure to leave 5 stars and this is bad. And make sure to leave a tip, please. And as you may have figured, I did try to do some drifting with this thing. You know, for science.
For science. Like it worked.
Why did I choose the heaviest car known to man for the drifting bit? This thing is heavy. Is that a ramp? Wait, or is this an entrance? That's a ramp!
Oh yeah, the horn has arrived. And the best part, the horn is not the only thing that has arrived.
Okay, so funny thing, right? I still haven't told about this to my accountant. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty heavy. The real question is, how am I gonna explain this to my accountant? And yes, it's very heavy. So before installing the horn, I want to customize this car a little bit. So I came up with an awesome idea. This is an actual industrial printer that hypothetically should allow me to print on literally any kind of surface. I haven't tested it yet, so let's try it out with one of the designs that I recently made. It gave me a lot of warnings. It actually works. There's no chance this is actually gonna work, but if it does, it's gonna be so freaking cool. Nerve-wracking moment. No freaking way. It smeared a little bit, alright, because of this surface, but I can actually print the names of people who've been supporting me. This is so freaking cool.
That's cool.
So I decided to add names of all people who helped funding this project through merchandise and memberships, even if they just donated $1 single. So thank you guys.
Now it's finally time to install the horn.
That's awesome. And you know what? Cheers to him for doing that. That's really cute. I like that.
Okay, the horn is already falling apart, so that's really fitting with the rest of the car.
Yep, good. It's a good sign. Good sign.
Got some screws here and there. Just gonna put them here and then end up losing them later. Now here's the scary part. The most important cables in a normal car usually tend to be labeled, at very least with different colors so you know which cable is which. Especially the two most important ones, the positive and the neutral. Now I'm not exactly sure why, but this car's horn cables are labeled the same exact color, both the positive and the neutral. You know, the important ones. In case I guess the cable's wrong, the moment I press the horn button, it's gonna short circuit. So it will ruin some stuff in the car, and considering how conductive this thing looks, it may shock me as well. See, now this is the part I'm least excited about, because this is what I'm gonna have to work with. Moment of truth.
And like we already know in the pre-video some kind of overheating happens.
Might get tased in a moment with a 50% chance. Uh-oh. That's not good. I cannot even turn the key. That's definitely not good. I think it entered like a lock mode or something like that. Is there like a procedure I need to do? Here's my procedure. The procedure didn't work. Usually works with American cars. This is
Yeah, the procedure that used to happen when my car, when I couldn't turn the key in my car, sometimes you could just wiggle the steering wheel a little bit, and that would like get it into position where it would start. But I often had to open the front door. And like his front door's already open, so it's not that. But like my car, like I would wiggle the steering wheel. I hit it a few times, like nothing worked until I would open the front door, and then the car would start every time.
This is nerve-wracking, I'm gonna be honest. If you guys want to end up somewhere inside this car, just press the join button or next to the subscribe button. Wait a second, it only has one? That doesn't make any sense. Why is there just one cable? How does this function? Wait a second. Oh no, please don't tell me this is actually how it functions. I'm gonna do something scary. I was right. You actually need to touch this massive bolt thing in it. This is absolutely the worst part, because this thing is definitely conductive and it will end up tasing me at some point. Fine.
Oh no!
I can put this thing back together. Uh-oh.
Just gonna put them here and then end up losing them later.
Some of the little bolts and screws fell into that vent. Yeah, I think they belong to the car now. I think this is unrecoverable. At least not anytime soon. Is that a spider web? Now, how the heck do I mount this? Maybe I should have...
I mean, yeah, that happens to me every time I try and build anything. It's like, I'm going to put these screws here, and then as soon as I go back for them, they're gone. Gone. I just put up a curtain rack, or a curtain rack, you know, a curtain rod over my window, like a couple weeks ago, and like immediately lost all the screws that I bought for it. It was terrible.
Thought this...
Wait. This is bad. What does it say for neutral? Doesn't matter. In the
I like that he jumps every single time.
country where this car is from... In the country where this car is from, everything and everyone is always positive. Okay, so I just gotta make sure I don't touch it with anything conductive, because if I do, it makes a sound. Like, here, check this out. Oh, it's not conductive, is it? Okay, it is conductive. Oh god, that's so much glue, that's so much glue. Yeah, how hard do I have to hold it in place? Yada yada. 24 hours? I'm not sitting here for 24 hours. I will make my roommate do this for me. Hi, can you please come down to the garage? Hey, come over here. We can play a game. It's a really fun game of deception. Yeah. Put your hand on top of this thing, hold it by the dark thing. Don't pressure too hard, make sure it stays in place.
And you still hold it?
Yes. I'm free. Okay, you gotta hold it for the next 24 hours before it cures. Hopefully it cures faster. You can take a seat. Thanks, man.
I paused my game for this.
Now with the new steering...
He's got a good roommate. Cheers to Jameski's roommate. He did a good job. Good
well,
boy.
the car is officially road legal, so it's finally time to try it out on the real road. But there's one little issue. It's really hot outside, roughly 110 freedom units. And this car doesn't actually have an AC. But if you watched my previous video, you were probably thinking right now, James, I thought this was the luxury version of the car that does have an AC. Well, I thought so too, until I realized how it actually
Simply has got a heater system which just blows warm or coldish air in. The temperature is regulated with a coolant system, so the harder you push it, the hotter it'll blow. The faster you go, the more airflow will go through the heater. Huh.
works. So this car doesn't actually have a compressor or anything like that. It has vents and it has this Skyrim puzzle looking thing over here. And what this thing
It also kind of looks like the like Skyrim, sure, Mist maybe. It kind of looks like the thing from FNAF Ruin.
actually does is control how much air goes through the vents that is coming, and I kid you not, through the radiator of the drivetrain itself. So in other words, all the people who paid extra for this version of the car and thought they're getting an actual working AC instead received a bunch of air coming from the engine bay right into their face. So it's using extra engine coolant in a pathetic attempt to cool itself down. This is actually ridiculous. How is this real? But don't worry guys, I have a perfect solution for this. I do need to go to a store for that though. And unfortunately I can't take this funny looking car because it doesn't have a steering wheel. So that leaves us only one option.
This was filmed in Mexico.
So here's the solution. And no, we're not turbocharging the car. At least, not yet. So let's give it a try.
Yeah, it was 100% definitely. I believe him that it was filmed in Mexico to go to the Home Depot.
Wow, that's really loud. That is... I got this goofy looking monkey at the thrift store for like $1, so
I
let's
love
give it a try.
him!
Hold on, can I do it like one of those funny dealership things? Okay, maybe not. I think this is gonna be a terrible idea, but you know what I
love
say.
the monkey.
Unsafe but fun. Now you might be wondering, hey James, how are you planning to power this whole thing up if this car can't even power its own headlights? Now here's the answer to your question. It's basically a very massive and powerful power station made by a company called Jameskii. Yes, I made this whole thing. And it's totally not made by some other company that told me that they want to work with me and then left me hanging with my emails multiple times in a row. All me. See, you see the copyright right here? Yeah, all me. I just wanted to do some cool stuff together. I paid for this out of my pocket and I don't even know if it works. I haven't measured it, but I think this thing, oh my god. Oh my god, that was painful. That was really painful. Also, I just found this part and I don't know what it belongs to. But I'm pretty sure I angered the car, so I'm just gonna leave it where I found it. Doesn't even slow down a tiny bit. It slams. Yeah. Let me see if I can actually fit that massive thing in there.
Ouch.
Okay, this may happen a couple more times. It works, but I think it's a little bit loud. And how do I even close this thing? Yeah, I don't think this is very safe to drive like this. I need to come up with a different solution. Excuse me. Where can we find a window air conditioner unit? I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Please ignore the red stain on the radiator.
That's still pretty big. Like, my window unit is like that big by like that big. It's not huge. It's a really tiny one. That's a giant window unit.
It's soup. I got this thing at the soup store. I don't want to alert anybody, but I genuinely find it hilarious how throughout all the episodes, I always get a new injury. Sometimes even multiple. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you ever wanted to see the tools that come with Yugo, it's this. This is all you need to repair the Yugo. Also, I just realized the toolbox broke. It snapped. It actually snapped off. Can't make this stuff up, man. Oh my god.
think it's angry. Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me? That did not just happen. No way. And I got this on camera. The key snapped in half from me just opening the rear. So once it closes, I will not be able to open it again. What is wrong with this car, man? What is actually wrong with this?
No, it's like actively cursed. I think this car is actively cursed. And I love that his shirt matches the background and it looks like he could do one of those, like if he stands in front of it, he could hide.
Car. How is
Camouflage.
this car real? Yeah, this is as safe as it can be, so let's test it out. It's doing something, and it blows fairly cold. So right now it's cooling down the Yugo really well. I mean, it's warming up the garage as well, but it's cooling down the Yugo, so that's all that matters. We're gonna be outside anyway, so it's gonna cool down the Yugo and warm up the planet, so works for me. So let's test it out and see how well it's gonna perform on the real road, and see if it can survive a mere 5-mile trip.
This guy looks almost exactly like a friend of mine, by the way, which it keeps throwing me off. I'm just like, I just keep seeing his face and I'm like, it looks like a friend of mine. And it's weird. I mean, he's a nice person. When I was having some issues with my moving company, he offered to let me come and take his truck and move with it because he had a pickup and my moving truck bailed on me. But I'm like, it just keep looking at him. I'm like, no, it's not him. Stop.
He just snapped in half. Hope it doesn't blow. Hold on, let me turn on the AC. Yeah! I guess that's reverse. It's impossible to tell which gear it's in, so just gotta readjust my mirror. That's a good thing I don't have to reach for the other one because there's just none. Now that's what you like to hear. We're pretty low on fuel. The sound it's making. Do we still have a first gear? See, like this is the issue. We're in neutral, we're in the first, we're somewhere. Yeah, this car is not very good at braking, just a heads up. I feel like I'm in control. Let's try to brake. Brake as in brake using brakes, not break down. Jerry, you doing all right?
Is nervous.
Am I in the first? I hope I
I
am.
love the
No,
little
it keeps on rattling itself out.
It's funny because of all things considered, the wheel is the least concern right now. It's like I'm concerned about the rest of the car, but not the wheel. How this tiny little engine can produce so much rattling. I feel like it might even be a better wheel than the one I had. I mean, it's being held together with hopes and dreams and a bit of Gorilla Glue. We sold. Let's give it some premium. I think it runs with like water at the moment, but I think it can take premium just fine.
You're not actually giving it premium rate.
I am. Oh, interesting. So I think it's worth noting that it doesn't stop fueling the car once it's full.
What?
It's very known fact that Yugoslavian engineers are very good at math. So they know precisely how much gas they need.
I'm actually cold.
Turn up the AC. It does get breezy, dude. I never thought it would be this efficient, dude. More people should do this. More people actually should do this. I'm not afraid of anything. I read an incline. Okay, we're at an incline. I'm just gonna play it safe.
They go 1% free. Didn't know that.
You never have to worry about speed limit in this car, because you will never reach it. We are still under speed limit. I'm pushing gas all the way in the fourth gear. Ooh, it's overheating. Okay, it's overheating. Uh-oh, I already see the smoke. I like the sound of that. That is quite a bit of smoke, don't inhale it.
Are you sure closing the garage is a good idea?
No.
The car broke down yet again, so I invited my friends so we could work on it together.
Well, now the car is gonna be twice as fast. Oh yeah, have you seen what's in the back of the car? That's a real cannon.
Oh no.
Apparently, according to the US government, this is not classified as a weapon. This is an antique.
Wait, really?
Yes, so you don't even need to register them. According to the US government, you cannot do a drive-by with a cannon. I will prove the government wrong.
I like it. Let's go. Let's prove the government wrong by shooting somebody with a cannon out of your car.
There might be a little bit of recoil, you're
I'm in
saying.
Mexico.
It's well secured.
You need a seatbelt?
I'm in Mexico. I love it. I'm in Mexico too.
Yeah, safety first.
This is Jerry, by the way. Jerry Roger.
I'm glad the fire extinguisher and manual for the car is right next to the cannon.
Safety first. Just don't brake too hard.
You know what? If it works, it works.
That's the thing, it doesn't work most of the time, but when it does, it works great.
I can't tell whether this is depressing or satisfying.
Yeah.
It didn't take us long to discover that there is a massive coolant leak coming from one of the hoses from the radiator, but it did take full bottle of coolant until we noticed a massive puddle underneath the car.
Yeah, it's still dripping.
It looks like someone's already tried fixing it before. This is the air filter. Reversal pad? Is this for the wheel to like secure it in place? What is this for? Oh, it's a jack.
Oh, yeah. It's an old school jack, too.
Oh, whoa.
Don't point it at me.
You're saying that as if it's the cannon sitting in your backseat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I lifted the battery and I saw the amount of rust on this thing. So hypothetically, the whole thing can just fall apart and the battery will just fall into the drivetrain.
Yeah, it's for sure leaking from down here, though. I can feel it.
Okay, well, I think we found the root cause.
We need something more than a
Ew.
hose. Go feel around this. Feel the bottom side.
Oh my god, it's hollow. How was this car like operational even for a tiny bit? I'm surprised I managed to convince my roommate to be in this car. You
Yeah,
know,
me too.
I told him it's safe.
You told me it was there.
It still is.
It's super safe, for sure. It's very safe. That looks gross. Cars are nasty. I never had to do too much with my car. Like, thank God. I mean, my car was like a kind of a piece of crap, but not this much of a piece of crap. Like I said, you had to open the door sometimes to get it to turn. There was a minute where there was like a summer where the AC wasn't working. And like, also the windows weren't working at the same time. So it's like the windows, if you tried to put it down, they would just, if you got past like the halfway point or even like the 3/4 of the way, they would just slide the whole way down and then you couldn't get them back up again. They would like be knocked out of alignment or something, and then it was almost impossible to get them back up. So you had to like pull them up with your hands and then shove it back into place. And then the AC was either non-existent or it was like an Arctic tundra. Like there was no in between, and that was a difficult summer.
That's some biohazard right here. I just want to point out that these white spots were not in the pan. Do you need any clamps? Maybe we should put new clamps?
I'm using the old clamps.
That's a great idea. It's kind of an integral part of the car. You take out the clamps, the entire car just falls apart.
Might need to cut that side a little bit short.
Did you measure it this time?
For the most part.
So did you measure it all?
We'll just keep cutting until it goes too short.
Oh, I found something. It belongs to something.
Came from the car somewhere.
I'm gonna just keep it where I found it.
Yeah.
We're doubling the value of this Yugo by adding some coolant to it.
We're gonna ignore the fact that I spilled probably about like 3 gallons worth.
That's not good. Some sort of a life form is forming there and evolving rapidly. This thing is for decoration only. It truly is for decoration only. According to them, they rebuilt the carburetor. Like the whole thing fell apart in my hands a couple of times.
So after finishing repairing the car, although repairing is a pretty strong word, we decided to test it out.
Could you please turn on the AC? Yeah, could you please turn on the AC? The remote's right here. Just point it behind us. Jerry, you all right there?
He looks mildly concerned.
He should be. Watch this. I go in the first. We'll be fine. Stop breaking it.
Stop breaking it.
You're very confident in this thing, way more than I am.
That's because he has not been in this car for very long, mon frere. Like, he's gonna become a lot less confident.
Should say something.
I already knew if I shook it one more time, it would just fall.
Oh, so the blame is on me now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's hope it don't blow up. Oh my god, it has 2 headlights now. That's unusual. I gotta say, maybe you shouldn't have wobbled it so much. Let's just say it didn't used to do this. Like whatever it's doing right now, like it didn't used to. It's not grabbing the... We're fine. Let's go! Hey, so we're hitting this time.
What a surprise.
It must be the AC. This is an experience. Once in a lifetime.
Hopefully the next time it doesn't stutter every time you try and rev it.
Oh no. Incline.
Oh no.
My worst enemy. Alright.
Well, put your prayers out.
That's a very good sound.
That's a good sound?
As opposed to no sound, I guess. I'm gonna turn on the hazards. That person's fucking out! they're changing lanes.
I feel you, buddy.
Yeah.
They're looking at a Yugo with the whole AC unit, and they see the hazards flashed on an incline.
and then they're like, it's time to back up.
We forgot how this looks from the back. And the brake light is also dangling from a wire.
This is way scarier than seeing a Civic with a laptop. Let's go.
You even spun the tires.
I hope we're neutral. Let's find out. We are. Okay. Oh gosh. And then this time moving, of course. Hello, doing great. Don't ask. It came like this.
I'm being kidnapped.
He's joking. For legal reasons, he's joking. This is just the beginning.
Is it a threat?
With an incline, so I have to.
Does the brakes not work?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, the horn, this whole thing is very conductive.
I can see that. I do have a question then.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going a bit too fast. Go on. Go on. You got my full attention to ask
What's
your
your
question.
All of that is put together with hot glue, shrink wrap, and one colored wire.
It's safe.
I can already hear everything starting to shake.
Oh, the second gear. Check this out. So this car had an issue with the second gear. Just saying. We were missing the second gear. Now we kind of have it, but like, you smell that? Does anybody smell toast?
Surprisingly, we managed to make it in one piece.
And I've got an amazing idea. And the idea.
Oh my god. I don't know this character's name, but he's from One Piece. Yeah? Why is he dressed like the One Piece guy? Where did he get the, like... what's that?
Is to take suggestions from you, the viewer. So make sure to let me know down in the comment section what you want to see next. I'm doing this whole thing out of my pocket at a massive loss. So if you have $1, just click the link down below or press the join button. I'll make sure to put your name in the car, and if you donate more, I'll put your name on the wall. Hope you enjoyed.
That was fun. Oh my god. I mean, poor dude. This is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So much time and effort. I mean, I could never with the, building of with the building of a car, obviously. I have no absolutely no mechanical skills, of course. I don't think that would surprise anybody to find out. Like, I mean, I don't even have, like, I barely have any building skills. Like, I mean, I had to build sets. But, like, that was, walls and flats and stuff. Like, that's just drilling. I can drill. That's about all I got. All I got is drilling. I don't know. It's always impressive to watch people build a car. Like, could never. My grandfather was a mechanical engineer. He was good at cars. He used to, like, completely redo, like, antique vintage cars. So, like, he rebuilt, like, a 1927 Model A Ford, a 1929 Model T. Like, he used to build cars in his garage all the time. Like, he was one of the first people to build cars for quadriplegics. And, like, making it so it's like they can't move their, like, they can't steer, but they can move their, like, fingers. So like he would create cars that allowed them to move the car with just like tapping their fingers or like twisting little bars. Like one guy, like, he had like a steering mechanism that he had to like use his mouth for. It was like, so it's like my grandfather could have done this kind of thing, but I'm like, it just blows my mind when people can do it. It's so impressive. Anyway. Anywho, that was Jameskii. Again, thank you for suggesting the first Jameskii video. I don't remember who did that, but I'm really excited. I really liked this saga. I'll be curious to see if he does a part 3. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.